Okay, so we have all the parts assembled, and I'll grab my tools in a sec, and we're basically ready to go. We have the power supply, the motherboard, and then the processor, followed by both the RAM and the solid state drive or storage, and then the video card there in the back. Um, so I'll get to unboxing and we'll get started. You'll also notice over here, this is actually the finished product. So I'm building two identical machines, and I already built the first one. Um, and you'll notice there's no case. That's because I don't have one yet. But this also helps to show all the different components for instructional videos like this. They're a lot easier to see than when they're stuck in a case. I'll also show you that, yes, you can build a computer without a case. You can turn it on and all that, and it won't blow up. You just want to be careful. You'll notice that I have everything kind of spaced rather delicately apart on this little plastic box, making sure that there's no unwanted metal things touching any of my components, which usually the case would protect it from. But there you'll see it's a good idea of everything hooked together. It's pretty basic, right? So here's our power supply, getting power from the wall, sending power through all these cables to our various components. Goes first into the motherboard here, and then here the Intel chip is actually underneath. This fan and everything is just a giant, they call it a heat sink. It dissipates the heat away from the processor, and you got to have one of these because the processor gets really hot. And we'll talk more about that later. This little blue guy is another heatsink. It's actually handling the chipset chip. If you remember, this is running an H97 chipset, which is actually its own little processor that just handles all the interconnect. It connects the main processor to the RAM and to video card and to your inputs and outputs, the I/O panel. So anyway, it's just basic structure and overview of just how the computer works. This giant thing is, of course, the video card, and it is a 960 made by NVIDIA, but then the third-party manufacturer that actually makes NVIDIA does the design, but they outsource the manufacturing to third-party companies. This company is called EVGA. They're one of my favorites. Great warranties, great products, just good experience all around. And this particular one is great because it uses their custom heatsink and cooler, and it is their overclocked model for the win. So it's even got a nifty back plate here. It just makes it look cool. It also keeps it safe, so I can touch this. I don't have to worry about touching the actual PCB of the card. Other little things that you'll notice is this little Wi-Fi chip, and it's got the antennas. Obviously, these will get mounted to the case at the end. And this little cable is the data cable connecting our solid state drive. And of course, here's our RAM right there.